My career path. So the best way I can answer that is that my career showed itself to me because I committed to working out. So it showed itself to me based on my commitment and passion and value. And from there, other things to make sure my goals of being in shape came to fruition, it opened up opportunities to train other people and get into an industry. I don't know. I chose the industry or the industry chose me. While that may sound funny, I feel that way because I've even tried doing other things, and I'm not. I would actually say I'm maybe not even welcome in other industries. As much as fitness has embraced me, this industry of fitness and coaching and mentorship and leadership just resonates really well with my personality and what I love. So what's my career path? It's fitness, leadership, and the development of entrepreneurism. So, and further then after that will be media development through writing and books and eventually even music one day, but that's a long term. It all started with music, I'll leave it at that. My success has been great relationships with the people I train, people from my first clients. I'm currently now working with one of my first clients ever in creating media, building a media company with him, for example. And I didn't foresee that ever happening. Some of my first clients ever I'm still working with to this day. This is like 10 years later or more, still working with them to this day. I worked with one of the first trainers I ever met. I remember I went up to him at a gym and I said, hey, can I work with you and I'll even train your clients, and for half of the training that they pay you, you keep half and I'll do half. I'll do it for that, because that's when I wanted to start. So I ended up working with him for 10 years straight. From that conversation may have never gone that way. It just so ended up happening that I had that conversation with him and ended up working, and from there getting into spinning, yoga, wrote a book on yoga and meditation. Since then I've gone on to travel to Los Angeles for a business seminar, develop network marketing teams. I've gotten into real estate and the development of that as a business. So like I said, it's not been one solid answer. It just did this. It's sort of a flourishing, consistent growth, in that when I take a step back, I feel like it's a forest or a garden of sorts that I say, okay, so what part of this garden can I develop now? Because I've seen that it's not really one thing. Like I said, it's this growing garden, and that may be philosophical, maybe too much people don't understand, but that's how I see it on the business level. And if I have to be technical, I've worked with clients from all over the world, Los Angeles, people from India, people from Canada, people from South Korea. I think when I look at my success in life, it's not so much what people would consider wealth, or it's not the typical wealth. I look at my health as my biggest resource, and my energy and my fitness. That's the biggest opportunity if I look at it, because I've been able to coach my family to get into better shape. And I think if you look at the Americanized family, so many of us struggle with obesity, diabetes, and these things that you can have wealth and stuff on a monetary value, but without these elements of energy and health and vitality, we sometimes cannot enjoy these things as much. Alan Watts, one of the philosophers of the 70s or so, he said that sometimes people buy boats and yachts for the status of having a boat or a yacht, and they just have parties on the weekend. They don't necessarily use them for sailing, because that's an entirely different discipline that you have to develop onto themselves. They're busy earning the money to pay for the yacht. And so what opportunities? It's the opportunity to embrace self-development. One of my other mentors said, your income growth will never exceed your personal growth. And to me, the biggest opportunity then, again, is to embrace personal growth as the real measure of success. I'm currently focusing on meditation and leadership. And if you look at what those things are, you cannot be a good leader without looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to do whatever it takes to become better, whatever that is. So those are the opportunities. It's it's always bringing it back to how can I improve, and then knowing that that question is not a game, that it needs to be answered, it needs to be done. But when I was 19, that's when my mentor said, your income growth will never exceed your personal growth. And that philosophy has been woven into all of my training. From anyone that's ever met me from day one, they will probably, at the very least, be able to identify that there's been an embracing towards positive thinking or positive philosophies. And a lot of that came from network marketing and this concept of your income growth will never exceed your personal growth. What network marketing means to me then is to help develop leaders around you and within you and within your clients. That's why the logo of Evolution Training Department says developing stronger, smarter, passionate leaders. It's always been the strategy to develop leadership around from your clients to your friends. Is whenever I encounter someone, I typically ask myself, what is this person's leadership? What are they trying to develop? And how can I help them or encourage them to go on that path? I think that the second someone answers, if someone tells you a dream, I think we're living in a world where people want to shut it down and tell them why they can't do it. I typically say, how can they do it? Can I see them do it? Network marketing is the embodiment of developing leaders and helping them create their dreams at some level. For some people, that might just be 10% of what they're ever going to achieve. For some people, that may be 100% and beyond. Network marketing is about taking that raw material and really pushing it to opening that up to the next level through philosophy, through application, through systemization. It's the whole gamut, really. I think that I see a trend where people understand that the economy has been regressing. I think that people go to college and there's a consistent complaint now where they're having trouble finding jobs. And you look at the oil industry currently, it's not where people want it to be. People have lost their jobs even in a solid market or a solid industry like oil. And I think that people are starting to see that they need to be entrepreneurs. If you look at the popularity and embracement of shows like Shark Tank, I think people are consistently saying, I need to be an entrepreneur, I need to do something. And I think that network marketing I see that it's becoming a solid answer because now our coworkers, people around us are now making extra income with it, whether it's $200, $300, $500. They're saying that this can easily be done within a reasonable time frame. So the future, I think, is going to see more network marketing. Experts project that the economy isn't going to necessarily get better. We're not going to see this flourishing in the next year of these crazy awesome jobs. Tech is currently looking to disrupt economies. Technology, your smartphone is currently disrupting economies even still today. And so the average American is needing to learn, which is personal development, create opportunities, work. So the average person now needs to look in the mirror and be a leader and create the change they want to see. So I see an increase in network marketing myself, and I've seen it. I'm seeing it. I think that trend's going to continue. The hardest part of network marketing after that would be finding good leadership to tap into, a good training, and a good product. So again, that's a good leadership and to tap into, a good training system that you can duplicate, and then lastly, and ultimately, the most important thing is going to be a good product, because the product is the glue that holds all of that together. You can't trick a million people into loving great leadership and great systemization without that great product. This is what I mean. That Apple, for example, has a great marketing team. they have a great legal team, they have great leadership and visionaries. At the end of the day, their product is going to be compared and torn apart amongst all of the products that are leading the market. And so the same holds true for network marketing. Just because, so network marketing is just the method of delivery and growth. At the end of the day, the product has to stand the acid test of the market. And if you could find a company that has those three elements, great leadership, a great systemization of a company, which is their marketing, their legal team, everything that holds that together, the marketing, can that system be duplicated and taught at a fast enough rate, and then ultimately the product. That's my personal story. I think if you held that up and really thought about it, you'll see that it holds a lot of water there. And then here's the last challenge. What I've seen is the hardest challenge is being patient enough and doing whatever it takes to make sure your team gets it and grows. Being patient enough and applying, working as a team to make sure that your people in your team grow and they get it. Once that happens, it's a beautiful process.